Hello again, everyone. It's been 2 weeks and a day of isolation for me, and I'm now 5 days into potty training a 1 and 2-year-old. Still smiling. Welcome to First Youth Fellowship's Movies with a Mission. So we had a look last time at Gladiator, and as you've just seen, it's the turn of William Wallace today with the epic and just downright guts and glorious Braveheart. Our theme today is leadership as a gift. I'm looking forward to getting into it. I hope you are too, but first, it's crack without Cree. So we've been inundated with jokes for this segment, even one from the legend himself. So we're going to go with this one from Sam Cree. What's the best thing about Switzerland? I don't know, but the flag's a big plus. So Braveheart was one of the greatest movies from the 90s, an era in which many of you FYFers were not even born. It's just unbelievable. If you've seen it, I've no doubt it's in your top 3. It's one of those movies that when the credits roll, I'm ready to take on the world, and I mean like eating Weetabix dry and all sorts of crazy. Braveheart follows the legacy of a man named William Wallace, played by Mel Gibson. Again, a legend. He's a bold Scotsman who used his sword and his intelligence to rally and free his fellow countrymen against the tyranny of England. After Wallace lost his wife to the villainy of England's laws, Wallace led Scotland against the mighty armies of England and their murderous leader, King Edward, also known as Longshanks. The movie stirs deep emotions about freedom, oppression, and justice throughout the story that it tells. I'm getting excited just talking about it, and I'm probably going to go and watch it again after this. But the clip I want to focus on today sees true to the core Scotsman William Wallace about to be given a great honour as Guardian of Scotland after he had won a series of military victories against the dreaded English army. But at his coronation service, Wallace confronts the most powerful leader of his people, Robert the Bruce. William Wallace surprises him with some powerful words about leadership. Let's take a look.
I knight thee, Sir William Wallace. Sir William, in the name of God we declare and appoint thee Guardian and High Protector of Scotland, and thy captains as aide-de-camp. Stand and be recognised.
Does anyone know his politics?
No, but his weight with the commoners could unbalance everything. The Burials will kiss his arse, and so we must.
Sir William! Sir William, inasmuch as you and your captains hail from a region long known to support the Balliol clan, may we invite you to continue your support and uphold our rightful claim?
Damn the Balliol clan! They're all Longshanks!
Gentlemen, now is the time to declare a king.
Oh, wait! Then you're prepared to recognize our legitimate succession, are you?
You're the ones who won't support the rightful claim.
Those were lies when you first wrote them.
Oh, no,
that's true.
I demand recognition of these documents.
These documents were lies when you wrote them.
beaten the English. But they'll come back. Because you won't stand together.
Well, what will you do?
I will invade England and defeat the English on their own ground.
Invade? That's impossible.
Why? Why is that impossible? You're so concerned with squabbling for the scraps from Longshank's table that you've missed your God-given right to something better. There's a difference between us. You think the people of this country exist to provide you with position. I think your position exists to provide those people with freedom. And I go to make sure that they have it.
Wait! I respect what you said, but remember that these men have lands and castles. It's much to risk.
And the common man that bleeds on the battlefield, does he risk less?
No. But from top to bottom, this country has got no sense of itself. Its nobles share allegiance with England. Its clans war with each other. Right. If you make enemies on both sides of the border, you'll end up dead.
We all end up dead. It's just a question of how and why.
I'm not a coward. I want what you want, but we need the nobles.
We need them.
Aye.
Nobles. Now tell me, what does that mean to be noble? Your title gives you claim to the throne of our country. But men don't follow titles. They follow courage. Now our people know you. Noble and common, they respect you. And if you would just lead them to freedom, they'd follow you. And so would I.
That was a tense moment between William Wallace and Robert the Bruce. It's never easy to challenge someone, and it's usually never easy to be challenged. In this scene we saw both of the men moved outside their comfort zones, but that's what leaders do. They move outside their comfort zones. To see good leaders lead is quite a sight. I'm always amazed by the fact that leaders, when they display their gifts, always get others to follow them. There's a passage in the Bible in Esther chapter 3, or it starts in Esther chapter 3, where Mordecai, a man who loved and feared God, discovered a plot by the evil Haman to wipe out every living Jew in the kingdom. This story takes place when God's people are already conquered, spread out in other nations, and weak. It would be relatively easy to completely destroy God's people during this time. So Mordecai does the only thing he knows to do. He goes and talks to his family member Esther, who has just been made queen of the land next to King Xerxes. It goes on in Esther chapter 4, verses 1 to 17, to tell how Esther wrestled with the leadership position she found herself in, and how ultimately she could be the difference regarding the fate of the Jewish people if only she could find the courage to confront the king and lead. During this video, we have watched a clip from a powerful movie. Braveheart tells the story of how one man stepped up and led his country to freedom against injustice and oppression. But in Esther, we also read another true story about how one girl stepped up and saved her entire nation. You may not know this, but, spoiler alert, Braveheart ends with the death of William Wallace. But before it ends, we're told that because of his leadership, Scotland went on to win its freedom. Likewise, we didn't read the entire story of Esther. I'd encourage you to do so. However, let me tell you how it ends. The Bible claims that Esther was used by God in powerful ways to not only save herself and Mordecai, but the entire nation of Israel. Instead of hundreds of thousands of innocent Jews being murdered, they were all spared. And all because one young girl decided to lead. So what about you? Are you leading? If so, how are you doing? If not, why not? I want to challenge each of us who are not currently leading to have a look around. Tell me, what do you see? You probably see hurting people, lonely people, and lost people. Some of them are your friends, some of them are your family. What will you do about it? Will you let God use you to change their lives? Will you lead? I'd encourage you today to pray for two things. For God to show you a way in which you can lead for His kingdom, and for the courage to be able to answer His call. I want to leave you with these 4 questions to ponder. Question 1. What makes someone a leader? Question 2. Are your friends waiting on you to lead in some way? Or maybe are you waiting on your friends to lead you in a certain way? Question 3. Is God waiting on you to lead in some way? And question 4. What happens when we don't lead? So thank you for watching this video. I'd encourage you to dive into Esther and to read her fantastic story on leadership for yourself. And I'd also encourage you to take the time and watch the epic movie that is Braveheart. I'll see you again where we'll be looking at another one of my final movie in my top 3. But until then, stay safe and stay healthy and stay inside.